15 things you didn't know about Thailand. 1 in 10 people lives in Bangkok. Thailand is a developing country that has one of the fastest growing economies in Asia. With an increase in population of over 68 million people, you can imagine how packed the cities must be and how suffocated the streets are with humans, cars, and motorcycles. Bangkok is the country's capital and is home to more than a tenth of the population, with over 8 million people living there. This makes it one of the most crowded places in the world, with tourists coming to visit from all over the world. And why wouldn't they? We hear the energy is one of a kind and the experience is unique, especially for people coming from the West. Thailand's old name was Siam, and that's where the Siamese cats come from. Back in the day, Thailand used to be known as Siam by many, which means dark in Old Sanskrit. One of the theories is that the Chinese used to call the region Xi'an, which later transformed into Siam by the Portuguese. The name is no longer in use, but can be found in a lot of old books and references. Thailand is also the country where the Siamese cats originate from. At first, there used to be 23 types of Siamese cats, with only 6 left nowadays. Giving a pair of Siamese cats to a bride on her wedding day is considered good luck in Thailand, so make sure to remember that if you ever happen to attend a Thai wedding. Thai people love their king and wear a lot of yellow to prove it. Thailand is a constitutional monarchy, where the prime minister is the head of the government and a hereditary monarch is the head of the state. Today, the ruling king of Thailand, King Vajiralongkorn, is the current monarch, reigning since the death of his father, Bhumibol Adulyadej, on October 13, 2016. Thai people love their king and respect him and the royal family a lot. This goes deep into their culture, as far as banning biographies written by several writers and constantly wearing the color yellow, a symbol of Monday and their late king, since he was born on a Monday. Yellow is also the color of the royal flag, and Thai people are extremely proud of it. Thai people invented an operating table for elephants. The giant friendly animals need surgical interventions from time to time, and the Thai people wanted to make sure their symbol animal gets the best treatment available. People from Thailand have immense respect for all living animals in general, but they celebrate the elephant in particular for its incredible strength, durability, and longevity. The white elephant is so highly praised that Thai people actually invented an operating table that would be comfortable for both the surgeon and the patient and would make any medical interventions easier for the animal. The richest people in Thailand own a fortune of $21.5 billion. Thailand's economy is slowly expanding, which only makes the richest people, well, richer. According to Forbes' list of Thailand's 50 richest people, the 2 wealthiest men in the country at the moment amass a fortune of $21.5 billion. Number 1 on the list is shared between the Hierawanan brothers of the Karapopan group that operates in the business of agriculture, food, retail, and distribution. They added $3 billion to their 2016 fortune and managed to maintain their number 1 spot at the top, while the number 2 magnate on the list has a plan to build a $3.5 billion township in central Bangkok. Thai monks faced a long scandal for mistreating tigers from the Tiger Temple. A few monks from the well-known Tiger Temple west of Bangkok decided to make some extra cash by illegally breeding and selling tiger cubs, a fact that caught the international media's attention back in 2016, even though many claim the problem dates back to 2001. Thailand has a past filled with all sorts of controversies and problems, especially including the way they treat their animals, and this seemed to be the case with the Tiger Temple as well. A National Geographic report exposed that the monks actually used the animals for illegal breeding and animal trafficking. The temple had an annual income of around $2.8 million, and its representatives admitted to have generated some income from tiger cub activities, but denied any other accusation of mistreating the animals. Thailand adopted the metric system in 1923, but still use old units of measurement. The country only officially adopted the metric system back in 1923, but lots of their old units like square ua, nan, and rei are still in use, especially for measurements of land. Another measurement unit is the baht that was used for gold trading. The baht is also the name for Thailand's currency nowadays. Moving on to the international metric system came late for Thailand when you think about almost all European countries had joined the metric system almost 100 years before, around the year 1800. In Thailand, it is illegal to step on the currency. The number one rule before traveling to a new place? Make sure you read about the culture and the laws, since some of them might take you by surprise and even get you into a lot of trouble. In Thailand, you're not allowed to step on the official currency, the Thai baht. If you are caught doing this, you'll face jail time, and in some cases, it could even be considered a death penalty. Thailand has a lot of weird laws that people don't actually expect to be true, but they are. Make sure you do your research before visiting, or keep watching this video because we have some more interesting facts to share about this amazing country. You can enjoy the world's most expensive cocktail in Bangkok for $15,000. How much would you pay for a cocktail, dear Aluxers? What if it comes with a 5-carat ruby instead of an olive, a 6-course dinner, a night stay at a luxurious hotel, and a bottle of Dom Perignon? Well, if you do go to Bangkok at the Vivaldi restaurant, you'll find on the menu the Valentine's cocktail for no less than 450,000 baht, which is more than $15,000, and it might be just what you needed for a fancy, luxurious night escape. The price sounds fair for everything you get, wouldn't you say? Are you into fine dining, Aluxers? Well then, we've covered the top 10 most expensive alcoholic drinks in the world in one of our videos. Make sure you check it out. You can attend a full moon party in Thailand, and it's almost exclusively for tourists. Back in 1988, a party was improvised for a group of 30 travelers, and it was such a big hit that it now draws a crowd of up to 30,000 people to celebrate during the night of every full moon across the year. The party happens every month before a full moon, and it's an all-night beach party that originated in Had Rin. There were a lot of issues with the party, with it being banned in 2014 by the ruling government because of the multitude of complaints regarding noise pollution, but the demand was so high, the party came back. In October 2016, however, the full moon party and all other loud activities were cancelled in respect for the cremation ceremony of the late King Bhumibol. Red Bull, the world-famous energy drink, has its roots in Thailand. In 1976, Thailand brought onto the market the Krating Dang energy drink. This is a very successful product that later sparked the attention of the Austrian entrepreneur Dietrich Mateschitz, who was highly inspired by the Thai product and decided to make one suited for the Western countries. He later created Red Bull, the energy drink with the biggest market share in its niche. They sell over 6 billion cans every year all over the world, but few people know that the product is actually inspired by a popular Asian sibling. If you ever go to Thailand, try the Krating Dang energy drink to see what all the hype was about in the 80s and if it's similar to Red Bull. Don't forget to come back to this video and let us know about your experience. Thailand was named one of the deadliest tourist destinations on Earth. In his book, Thailand, Deadly Destination, author John Stapleton claims that the land of smiles, as Thailand was once referred to, is now, unfortunately, one of the most dangerous places on Earth to go on a vacation because of the widespread police corruption, violence, and crime. In fact, the travel author stated in his book, Thailand's carefully manufactured reputation of hospitality as a land of palm trees and sun-drenched beaches, happy hour bars, world-class hotels, and welcoming people, as paradise on earth, is very different to the reality many tourists encounter, adding that the number of crimes among tourists is really high and often goes unrecorded in order to maintain the high number of visitors spending their cash across the country. In Thailand, you might meet a fish that can walk on land. Yes, you heard that right. In the waters of Thailand, there lives a fish that walks on land as a part of its daily routine. It might sound extraordinary, but it's actually true. With the ability to breathe through a lining in its inner throat, mouth, and skin, mud skippers, as they're called, present a set of anatomical adaptations that allow them to move on land. So if you're going on a casual stroll down the beach early in the morning, you might have some interesting company. You can meet this fish in warmer subtropical areas of Thailand. Thai people invented the polyethylene prosthetic leg. Thailand is the home of one big invention that makes a lot of people's lives happier and easier. A Thai orthopedic surgeon decided to dedicate his researches to improving prosthetic limbs and to make them affordable to many more people. The most interesting part? He even used his own invention, the polyethylene prosthetic leg, on an elephant. We already stated how much Thai people love and respect elephants, and this comes to prove that point once again. Mosha, an Asian elephant that lost her right foreleg in a landmine explosion, received a prosthetic leg from the same doctor that helped so many people. Thailand is famous for sex tourism, catcalling, and transgender culture. Sex tourism in Thailand is well known all over the world, in spite of all the government's efforts to hide it, and it is believed that at least 10% of tourist dollars are spent in the sex trade. Thai prostitutes have an international reputation of being open to everything and also very affordable. Walking on the streets, you'll hear a lot of catcalling and many transgender prostitutes offering their services out in the open. The sex reassignment surgery is very popular in Thailand, and a lot of people come here to have it done. Thailand is very open about promoting transgenders, with a lot of transgender beauty pageants held there. Now that you've learned some more about this exotic destination, we're curious to know, Aluxers, have you ever been to Thailand? What was it really like? Let us know in the comments. And as always, for being a true Aluxer and sticking with us all the way to the end, here's a bonus fact just for you. Number 16. It's illegal to leave the house without your underwear on. Now, we haven't heard about anyone getting arrested for this, and we can't see how exactly this would be enforced, unless you decide to leave your pants at home as well. But it seems like you could go to jail if you decide to leave your home with no underwear on. It is worth knowing, though, that such a small detail could actually land you a day in jail.